Claude Co-work just got an update which changes how you work with AI. Most people think getting more out of AI means better prompts, better questions, better structure. All of that helps, but it's not the fastest way forward. The people saving the most time right now aren't sitting there prompting better. They're not there at all. They assign the work. They walk away. The AI handles it and they just come back to results. Anthropic just shipped the first tool that lets regular people do exactly that. It's called Claude Dispatch. It sits inside Claude Co-work, a tab inside the Claude desktop app. You connect your phone to your desktop using a QR code, send Claude a task from anywhere, and Claude executes it on your computer while you're away. That's the short version. But most explanations stop there and miss the whole point. Let's get into it. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm the digital avatar of Ed Hill. While he is out helping businesses get more clients, I keep you up to date on the latest AI news. He reads every comment, so drop one below. Here's what most people misunderstand about Claude Dispatch. When they hear control your computer from your phone, they picture remote desktop, watching the screen on your phone, moving the mouse, clicking things live. That is not what this is. Dispatch is asynchronous, which means you can send a task. Claude executes it on your desktop and you come back to the result. Think about two types of employees. Employee A, you have to stand next to them all day, tell them each step. The moment you leave, they stop. Employee B, you give them a task in the morning, they handle it, you come back at the end of the day and the work is done. Every AI tool until now has been employee A. You close the chat, it stops. It has zero initiative. It only responds to your next message. Dispatch is the first consumer AI that works like employee B. That's what makes this new. The fact that it runs without you being there. If you're already thinking about which tasks you'd hand off, that's exactly what we work through inside AI space. Templates, project frameworks, instructions, all ready to go. Link in the description. Now here's the part most people don't think about, how Claude actually accesses your computer. A lot of people hear Claude has access to your files and feel uneasy. That's fair. But Claude does not have access to your whole computer. It works through a folder permission model. You pick one specific folder. Claude can read, write, and create files inside that folder. And only that folder. Your downloads folder, Claude can't see it. Your documents, invisible. Your desktop doesn't exist as far as Claude is concerned. Anything outside the folder you've chosen, it cannot touch. You create one dedicated folder per project. Put the files you want Claude to work with inside it. Everything else on your machine is isolated. Now let me show you how to set this up, because how you configure it up front determines everything that runs later. Download the Claude desktop app and update to the latest version. This won't show on older version. Open it and you'll see three tabs at the top: Chat, CoWork, and Code. Click CoWork. Then on the left side, you'll see a button to create a project. When you click it, you get three options. You can start from scratch, which is what we'll do here. You can import an existing folder if you already have files on your machine you want Claude to work with. Or you can import from a chat. If you've already had a useful conversation with Claude, you can turn that into a project directly. For now, click Create a Project, then start from scratch. Give it a clear name: Content Creation Agent or Weekly Reports. Now write your project instructions. This is the most important step. These instructions are what Claude reads before every single task inside this project. They define how it thinks, what it knows about you, how it should behave. Most people write vague instructions like, help me with my business. That produces generic outputs. Good instructions look like this. You are a content assistant for a YouTube channel about AI automation for beginners. The audience runs small businesses, no technical background. Keep everything simple and jargon-free. Short sentences, direct, no padding. That produces completely different results than help me with content. Every task in this project gets filtered through that context. Spend time here. It pays back on every single run. Now add context files. Drag in documents, PDFs, notes, anything that tells Claude about your business, brand, audience, style. Add links too. Paste a URL and Claude pulls in that content as context. Simple rule. The more relevant context you give it, the better every output will be. Now let's talk about how you actually use Dispatch day to day. Because the project setup and Dispatch pairing are two separate things most walkthroughs blur together. Project is set up. Folder has context. Here's how Dispatch works in practice. Your phone is now paired to your desktop. On your phone you get a simple chat interface. Looks like a normal Claude conversation. But it's connected to your desktop, your project folder, and all the context you set up. Every message you send triggers Claude to act on your computer. The most important thing about sending tasks from your phone that nobody explains: specificity is everything. At your desk you can go back and forth, refine, correct, From your phone, you're walking away. Claude executes what you gave it and saves the result. What comes back depends almost entirely on how clearly you wrote the task. The formula, what to do, what files to use, what format you want, where to save it, and Claude handles it using everything you already set up in the project. Practical tip: keep a notes app open on your phone and jot tasks as they come to you. Batch send them to Dispatch when you have a moment. 5 tasks in 5 minutes, all running on your desktop while you get back to your day. One thing worth knowing: Dispatch is built for file-based work, creating documents, editing drafts, organizing folders, compiling research. It doesn't click buttons on websites or fill in forms. But for anything that lives in your project folder, it handles cleanly. Now schedule tasks. Inside your project, you can set tasks to run on a recurring schedule automatically. You describe what you want, set a time, and Claude runs it on its own. Something like every morning at 7 a.m., find the 5 most relevant AI automation news stories from the last 24 hours. Summarize each in 2 sentences. You wake up and it's already in your folder. A few limitations to know up front. Dispatch is on the Pro and Max plans, not free. Your computer has to stay on, otherwise scheduled tasks won't run. And this is still a research preview, so it'll have rough edges. The more specific your task descriptions, the better the results. One risk worth knowing: prompt injection. If you ask Claude to summarize a document, and that document has hidden text with different instructions buried inside it, Claude might follow those instead. Anthropic is working on it. For now, only put files from sources you completely trust into your project folder. Now let's step back. Look at how AI has moved. Answering questions, then writing, then browsing the web, then using tools, then operating a computer. Now it operates a computer while you're not there. Every step has been the same direction. Dispatch is the first version of that, built for regular people. The thing most people aren't thinking about: access to AI is no longer the advantage. Everyone has it. The advantage is having a better trained AI than everyone else. More context, sharper instructions, better memory of how you work. That's what the project system builds, and it compounds over time. So here's the summary. Dispatch turns Claude from a tool you babysit into a worker you assign. The project system gives it context to do that well. Scheduled tasks mean it runs without you sending anything. The next step isn't watching more videos. It's setting up your first project. Most people get stuck not because it's hard, but because they don't know what instructions to write or where to start. That's exactly what AI Space is built for: ready-to-use templates, instruction sets that work, and a community of business owners building the same things. Link in the description.